Hello, my name's Donna Mahoney and I'm a private client tax advisor and I'm here to talk about end of life planning.
My name is Heidi Berry and I'm a solicitor at Price Bailey.
Heidi, tell us why end of life planning is important and what does it actually mean?
So end-of-life planning, lots of people would think about is just writing a will, but our clients have told us that there's so much more that they need. It's financial decisions, legal decisions, practical decisions and considerations that will help their loved ones when they've passed, making some sort of good decisions, sorting out the finances, arranging the funeral, and those sort of practical considerations that they might not have thought about.
So is it just the elderly generation that need to be thinking about their plans?
Certainly not. We should all be putting plans in place for our later life. We obviously don't know when our death will come, and I think it's giving loved ones the reassurance that plans have been put in place to deal with things when they're no longer there. From an accountancy perspective, I know one of the things that affects loved ones is money. So from your experience, how can they help with the finances?
Yeah, so my experience, I've seen that the concerns about finances depend on the individual circumstances. So a married couple, they might have different concerns to somebody who's maybe single. So the married couple, for example, they would want to make sure that the surviving individual out of the pair of them, has sufficient funds to be able to continue after their loved one's death. Because when somebody passes away, bank accounts are often frozen, but that's only single ownership bank accounts. So one simple advice that I do give clients is to have some joint bank accounts. And it is that case of just reviewing your finances to see where the funds will continue flowing and what commitments are out there. Perhaps something more of a concern to younger individuals who might have borrowings and financial commitments as opposed to maybe a retired couple who are just really making sure that the income is there for the day-to-day living.
So a joint account is unaffected by death? Is that so that the sort of joint owner of the account can still access those funds?
That's right, yes. So if you've got a joint bank account, when somebody passes away, the banks are very quick to just pass that into the sole ownership of the surviving owner of that account. So very easy, no time delay, no requirement for grants of probate. So yeah, definitely a tick on the easy and practical to do.
Are there any other sort of assets or something that the one who's left behind can access quicker than waiting for probate?
Yes, that's a good question, actually. One thing that is often accessed relatively quickly is life insurance. So that wouldn't need to go wait for a grant of probate. If they're written in trust, the trustees of the policy can pay those funds out, and they're very useful for obviously continuing living or paying inheritance tax.
And are they subject to inheritance tax, life insurance funds?
Not if they're written into trust, which is often what we find that they are.
So that could be a useful tax planning strategy, because one of the things we talk to our clients about in end-of-life planning is finances, with an eye on inheritance tax and the steps that they can take to mitigate that bill at the end of the day.
That's right, yes, and that's where you and I have worked well in the past, is that I look at the inheritance tax and you're there to also draft up the wills.